1 year ago today, the video game industry marveled over the PlayStation 5. With the tagline, "Play has no limits," Sony sought out to build a next-gen console that would truly be revolutionary. But after 1 year, have they truly achieved that goal? Today, we're going to take a look at the PlayStation 5 design, exclusive games, services, and of course, the impossibility to obtain one as we head into 2022. Let's take a look at the PS5 1 year later. The year 2020, the worst year for a lot of folks, but if there was one shining beacon for PlayStation fans, it was undoubtedly the release of the PlayStation 5. When I shot my PlayStation 5 unboxing video a year ago, I was stunned by how large the console actually was. I had heard that it was big, but never in my wildest dreams did I expect the system to be this big. You guys know me, I'm a big dude. I'm like 6'3", 220. I'm a big dude. This is like freaking huge, right? Like, oh my goodness, look at this thing. It's enormous. I mean, look at this thing. This is huge. It dwarfs the PlayStation 4 in size comparison, and don't even get me started with the awesome design. The design is the most ambitious that Sony has ever created, and I'm gonna hand it to them on this one. It takes a lot of guts to make a product truly look next level, and they have done just that. The sexy curves along with the sleek finish make this console the hottest product not on retail shelves. Paralleled of course with the side plates, which made it look like an inverted Oreo cookie. Got used to it, it grew on me. And the blue glow makes it look even more sleek whenever the PlayStation 5 powers up. And when it starts, it's game on. Which leads me to my next topic of conversation, of course, performance. When you talk about the speed on a video game console, you're typically talking about the loading times. And the PS5 loading times are basically non-existent. This thing is blazing fast, thanks to the M.2 solid state drive. Solid state drives are already extremely fast, but upon utilizing an M.2, the speed capabilities increased even more so. And this has allowed PlayStation developers to focus on important things like ray tracing, the way the game looks, the way the game feels, additionally adding new features and larger maps to explore while playing the game as well, without needing to be concerned about the PlayStation 5's load times. It's truly phenomenal, and the best is yet to come with these games, I can assure you of that. And speaking of games, the entire PS4 lineup, it's all backwards compatible pretty much, except for like just a few games that no one's ever heard of. Something that we did not have on the PlayStation 4, so this was nice to see that make a return. Now, similarly with Xbox, PlayStation's launch lineup for the PS5, it wasn't necessarily very strong. There weren't a ton of games that were available at launch, and over the course of the year, there were a lot of games that launched simultaneously along with the PlayStation 4 as well, which doesn't exactly make them PS5 exclusives. But the ones that are out there, they're pretty next level. Now, when I talk about PlayStation Studios, I want to make myself clear. These guys are making the best video games in the industry, bar none. It's absolutely incredible to see what these PlayStation Studio games have done so far. Of course, the game everyone was talking about at launch was Spider-Man Miles Morales, which was a direct sequel to the original Spider-Man game that launched on PS4. Insomniac Games demonstrated what it was to be greater, be yourself, when the moment counted the most. And with the recent announcement of Spider-Man 2, it looks as though we have plenty more to look forward to from our favorite web-slingers. But Insomniac Games wasn't done there, oh no. They went ahead and they gave us Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart on PS5 as well, which fully demonstrated the power of the PlayStation 5 console and what it truly can do. Transitioning between worlds was completely seamless and instantaneous. It truly felt like playing a Pixar movie in a video game format. Truly astonishing. Returnal is a game that old school gamers loved thanks to its difficulty. This game is very unforgiving, but it truly redefined the next-gen experience on PS5. And perhaps the biggest surprise of 2021 was Deathloop. It seemed that PlayStation kept pushing the marketing for this game, pushing it, but when this game launched, the reviews were revealed. Holy cow, this game is absolutely incredible. I mean, bottom line, Deathloop is a Game of the Year candidate. Truly remarkable. Other titles that were released to help lead the way were of course Demon's Souls, Godfall, and Destruction All-Stars. But perhaps the most enjoyable game was a little game that came pre-installed on the PlayStation 5. Of course, that's right, I'm talking about Astro's Playroom. This game took us down the memory lane of PlayStation history while enjoying the sights and sounds of the brand itself. Definitely one of the best PS5 exclusive games, and it utilized the DualSense controller perfectly, which leads to my next point, hardware. Guys, the PS5 has a hardware lineup that truly is next gen. Never have I experienced a sensation whenever I'm playing PlayStation 5 with the DualSense controller. I'm not kidding, guys. This thing is next level. Adaptive triggers and haptic feedback give the player a truly immersed experience while playing, and the controller speaker is utilized even more so to complete the immersion and giving the player that true next-gen taste. And speaking of audio, guys, we can't discount that either whenever it comes to the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 creates a soundscape like never before called 3D audio. Now currently it's only working when playing with a headset like the PlayStation 5 headset. However, in the future, Sony has promised that it has plans to add this functionality to all speakers, including soundbars and even your own TV speakers. Now guys, if you haven't experienced 3D audio on the PlayStation 5 yet, I highly recommend you check it out. Get yourself a PlayStation 5 headset like these guys right over here. I mean, it's absolutely amazing to feel the audio soundscape from all around you. I get it, they're huge and look ridiculous, but trust me, they are truly something worth getting excited over. Now, if you're hearing this, you're probably thinking, man, sounds like PlayStation's had a pretty strong year. It sounds like an A+, right? Not necessarily. With all these things, there's also been, some shortcomings as well. I'm going to talk about those here right now. And while there's a decent lineup of PlayStation 5 exclusive games, there still aren't too many to come by. And, well, that's where the 2022 factor comes into play that I've been talking about. There are a slew of PS5 exclusive games that are on the way. Perhaps the most highly anticipated is Horizon Forbidden West, and while it was a game that wasn't high on my radar at first, this game, it looks to be one of the best looking video games that I have ever seen, if not one of the best looking video games that I've seen in a long time. Now this next game, you guys know about it, I've talked about it multiple times on the channel, and while it's not a PlayStation 5 exclusive as it's going to be released on the PlayStation 4 as well, Gran Turismo 7, it's going to be a system seller. There's no doubt about it, so it's one to keep a close eye on when it releases on March 4th, 2022. The follow-up to the outstanding reimagined game, God of War, will be released in 2022 as well. God of War Ragnarok follows Kratos and Atreus on their next adventure. It's sure to be a blockbuster upon release as well, and one that you won't want to miss if you own a PlayStation 5. So while not all the games are here yet, they're well on their way, with plenty more yet to be announced from our favorite PlayStation studios. And so, of course, with all these games, it should be pretty easy to get your hands on a console to play the games on, right?
You serious?
Yeah, I know, trust me, I talked about it before in the Xbox video. This is something that has come to be known as pretty much the impossibility of being able to obtain a next-gen console, and with the PlayStation 5, it's like 50 times worse. It's like Squid Game's red light, green light when they go up for sale from retailers, and the majority of us are getting shot for missing out. And the ones being rewarded are the ones who happen to be at the right place at the right time, which, don't get me wrong, kudos to you, that's freaking awesome. But others are utilizing bots and reselling them either on eBay, as you can see right here, or, of course, even on StockX. Now, I can understand the need of trying to make a little bit of cash on the side. I get that. Everyone wants to do a little side hustle. But what I don't subscribe to is the fact that you're having these computer bots continuously try to place an order time and time again just for you to go ahead and resell your item on these sites. Then once it successfully sells, wash, rinse, repeat. I'm cool with maybe doing it like one time, but man, there's so many gamers out there that have been trying to get their hands on a PlayStation 5, and we're at 1 year, and there's still just a ton of PlayStation gamers out there. Man, they just want to play, man. They just want to play PlayStation 5, and they can't do it thanks to these bots and scammers. It's nothing short of an atrocity. You got little Johnny over here who's been trying to get his hands on a PlayStation 5 for the past year, and he just can't because of this. It's sad to see, and I hope that the situation gets better, but based on recent reports, that doesn't look likely at all either. So all I can say is hang in there, keep trying, and may the odds ever be in your favor. I know that advice sucks, but man, this is the wild, wild west out there when it comes to trying to get a PS5. Why else do you think they're not on store shelves yet? It's downright awful. The PlayStation 5 had an exciting year, one that fans will remember for years to come. And if I was to grade how things went overall, I would give it a solid A-. With an extremely strong lineup of PlayStation Studio games well on the way, the future looks very bright for this console. So if you're lucky enough to own one, stay tuned. Play has no limits. Be sure to check out my Xbox Series X video right here to see how it did in comparison with the PlayStation 5, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more PlayStation videos that are on the way. Until then, I'm A2the Albert Perkins, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, and as always, peace!
PlayStation